All right, well, here it is. This is it, the box from Dark Horse containing my comp copies of Brody's Ghost. I wanted you all to share in this moment with me as I cut it open and see them for the first time. A lot of you guys have been watching these videos for years. You've followed the whole process of me trying to get this thing published. It has been a long road. But man, what a joyful day to be able to cut this open and let you all share in the big moment. There it is. Wouldn't you know it? I opened it upside down. My first copies of Brody's Ghost. Oh man, it's been a long time coming, and what a thrill to finally have it here in my hands. I want to thank all of you who've been watching my videos for sticking with me for so long, supporting me. Of course, big thanks to anyone who orders this book, either by way of Amazon or going to your local bookstore, asking them to special order it. I really, really deeply appreciate your support. And thanks for watching my videos, my friends. In fact, I'm going to keep this one short, my little box opening thing, so that we can get onto a real honest-to-goodness how to draw video. But what can I say? Thanks. I couldn't have done it without all of you. All right, so let's get into this. This is going to be a drawing of an innocent-looking manga female character. This is one of my favorite kind of things that you see in manga. And there's something about the face that's just so attractive when it has that innocent look. So I'm going to begin by drawing one of the eyes. I think I'll zoom in so you can get a good look at the details. And let's just get going with it. Okay, so here we go. We'll begin with the left eye, and starts with this kind of curving line that comes over and sort of hooks down just a little bit. This is going to be the upper eyelash line. And now let's get to the actual shape of the eye. It's sort of an interesting shape. Composed of two curving lines here on the side. And notice as you do this, the distance, the sort of blank space that you're leaving here, that kind of stuff is just as important as getting the distance between these two lines right. And down here, I'm going to leave just a little bit of a blank spot there for a highlight that I'll get in there later. And one interesting thing about this style of drawing eyes is that there really is no lower eyelash to speak of. It's suggested by the shape of the iris, which flattens out down here. And that sort of gives you all the information you need to see that there is a lower eyelash there. And I'm going to go quickly sort of indicate where the shading is going to go. There's a nice big black border along the sides and to a lesser extent at the bottom. And if you want that innocent look, I find that most artists achieve this by creating quite a large pupil. So I'm just going to sort of shade that in right now for this first eye. And then this is also fairly important, getting a suggestion of an eyelid, the sort of fold of the eyelid up here. And now let's make sure that we leave a nice big space here. It's very important to get a nice big space. I'd say almost the width of this whole eye area. Just leave that all blank. And then come over here. I'm going to start right here and move back toward that first eye. Again, being careful to leave quite a lot of space over here. And we're creating another upper eyelash area here. Quite different because the face is turned away from us, and so it all gets quite compressed. I'm going to go ahead and start indicating the iris of this eye. Like I said, very compressed, made quite narrow from side to side. But still, you want to sort of indicate all the elements that you had in that other iris. Just much more compressed and small from side to side. And notice again, there is really no suggestion of a lower eyelash in this style of drawing. But we do want to get that fold of the upper eyelid in there. And let's move on down. I want to draw the nose and the mouth. I think I'll just work my way down from this eye here, leaving just a little bit of a space there, and this is where the nose is going to go. Almost looks like a letter V on its side or something. I don't like these super pointy noses, but I'm giving her a little bit of that classic manga anime pointed nose thing. And then the mouth, quite small, and often we don't draw the line all the way around the entire mouth. We draw, just sort of suggest to the mouth the edges of it. Now this is a real tricky part, getting in the chin. And I think what I may need to do is pull back just a little bit so we have a little more space here. Hang on. Okay, so this line here is one of the trickiest parts for the chin and the cheek, the sort of jaw, that whole area. I find it very challenging. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start looking at this mouth. I'm going to move kind of diagonally down, because the whole face is tilted, but it would normally be straight down. Diagonally down, find a point down here, and start moving my way across. Noting the distance between the end of the mouth and this line. And when you reach a point that's kind of right where this nose is pointing toward almost, that's when it begins to curve back. And you got to pay real special attention to the shape of this as it comes and meets the head and then eventually rejoins this area where the eyelash was. And if you've got that all right, then you can start to draw the other edge of the jaw. This one is just a curving line, and I notice again and again that artists will curve this line up toward that eye, and then they just sort of let it trail off. You know, when the face is in this position, of course. And now let's get in the eyebrows, and this is real key for getting this sort of innocent look. They follow, along with this upper eyelash, they follow at about the same angle, but they kind of rise up just a little bit. That gets this sort of apologetic, insecure kind of look. I think that's part of what suggests the feeling of shyness. I'm going to darken up. I feel like I need to darken up this upper eyelash a little more. And always note where it comes to an end. I think it sort of trails off right here, just a little bit further to the right than that other one. And then you sort of replicate it over here. Again, noticing that same distance between the upper eyelid area. And it's sort of raising up just a little bit, you know, towards the center. And I think that gives it that sort of innocent look. That's maybe the most important part of the drawing in terms of conveying that look. Also the size, like I said, of the pupils and of the eyes themselves. Well, we're getting closer to being able to move on to the hair, and let me just pull back a little more. I'm going to quickly indicate the neck and shoulders, and I think the hair I may have to just do in time-lapse just to keep this video a little short. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and draw the neck. I find that the neck line generally comes off either at the point of the chin or just a little over to one side. You're always noticing the angles of these things. She's got her head kind of tilted down, and this posture, I think, also adds to this sort of innocent feeling. So I'm getting the other side of the neck here, working its way up toward the ear. She's going to have long flowing hair, so I'm not going to bother doing too much about delineating the ear, but we'll get the bottom of it in there anyway. And let's start doing the shoulders in this particular pose. It's going to come off at just a very gentle angle here, then across here to her other shoulder. I guess to her first shoulder. We haven't drawn her other shoulder yet. And coming off just really close to the chin on this side. Let's get the other side, and again, it can be helpful to pay attention to the gaps between things. You know, in this particular pose, there's a very narrow gap there as the shoulder, you know, in this position as we sort of look down at her shoulder. You're also going to get, very often manga artists like to indicate the sort of collarbone of a female character. I don't know if you actually see a woman's collarbone quite this clearly in real life, but it somehow fills in that area. And down here is going to be where the arm, the flesh of the arm, the underarm, I hate to say armpit, but I guess I have to, that's what it is coming in and meeting the body. And we got sort of like 3 different lines that come together to create this area. I'm going to just quickly indicate a blouse that she's going to be wearing. I don't know if it's blouse the right word. It's sort of a summer dress, I guess. And the strands of that, or the strings, whatever they are, coming across here. And I'll sort of indicate a lacy kind of edge to that. Now, you know, the hair is a whole different thing, and you're going to see it's fairly complicated the way I want to do it in this drawing, and that would just make this video so much longer. But I'll go ahead and do all the hair in time-lapse, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit about the drawing in general. Alright, well, sorry I had to race through so much of that in time-lapse at the end, but hopefully you found the early stuff, the sort of line-by-line stuff at the beginning, helpful, and of course that's the most important part of the drawing, really, in terms of conveying that look of innocence. I guess I really better wrap it up. I think this one's going a little bit long, but I do want to thank you, as always, for watching my videos. Big thanks to anyone who gets my books, whether it be Miki Falls or Brody's Ghost. Greatly, greatly appreciate all your help, and hope you found this video useful, because I'm going to be back with another one real soon.